In this video, you will see what is the top 10 best ground units in update 17.5. Every units in this video are all obtainable and not from trading. I do want to know what you guys think is the best ground unit in this update 17.5. Remember to subscribe and like. And with that being said, in no particular order, the first unit is Izu's Demon Snow. Izu is one of the best ground unit as she is a crit unit which will be good against bosses and have one of the best damage per second in this update 17.5. Izu Demon Snow stats a max upgrade and max LR 374,200.47 damage with her SPA at 12 seconds, making her damage per second at 31,183.37, which is one of the best damage per second, especially she does 50% crit damage, and which having the nail relic equipped on her is the best relic. How to evolve the Izu Demon Snow is by defeating the new port agency portal countless of times, which you can obtain through a portal, or you can buy the portals from Daai at the lobby. The best trait you can have on Izu Demon Snow is unique as she is a 3 placement. Izu Demon Snow damage types are physical and rose. Okay, next unit is Saber Promise Sword. Saber is one of the strongest ground unit, especially she is a light and physical unit which will be insanely strong in Infinity Castle in this update 17.5, and especially I've always forget to mention her, so here you go guys. Saber Promise Sword stats a max upgrade and max LR 382,889.1 damage with her SPA at 10 seconds, making her damage per second at 38,288.91, which is one of the most strongest damage per second ground unit, especially she is a multi-hit at later upgrades, making her insanely good. How to evolve Saber Promise Sword is by defeating the new Fate portals countless of times, which you can obtain through the brand new Infinite mode in this update 17.5. Saber Promise Sword damage types are light and physical. Alright, next unit is Kiro Bites the Dust. Kiro is one of the best ground and support unit as he will be able to rewind any kind of enemies at later upgrades in this update 17.5. Kiro Bites the Dust stats a max upgrade and max LR 375,605 damage with her with his SPA at 7.4 seconds, making his damage per second at 50,757.43, which is incredibly overpowered since at later upgrades he will get an ability called Bites the Dust, where it will rewind enemies, any kind of enemies, and it doesn't even have to be in Kiro's range for the ability to work. Oh my goodness. How to evolve Kiro to Kiro Bites the Dust is by defeating the new raid Bizarre Town countless of times, because you'll be needing 400 killer coins and star fruits for you to be able to evolve one of the newest JoJo Bizarre units. I do recommend to buy all of the Heart Bomb raid relics since it will help you once you have bought every single one of them. Kiro Bites the Dust damage types are magic and rose. Okay, next unit is Ainz Overlord. Ainz is one of the best ground unit as he will be able to hit both air and ground enemies, especially he will become a full AoE at later upgrades, and as well as Ainz spawns a summer unit which will deal 1 million damage at max upgrade, which is insanely strong. Ainz Overlord stats a max upgrade and max FLR 345,152.44 damage with his SPA at 10 seconds, making his damage per second at 34,515.24, which is one of the most overpowered damage per second, especially he'll be able to hit both air and ground enemies at later upgrades and becomes a full AoE. How to get Ainz Overlord is by awakening the Overlord staff after sacrificing 3 evolved mythical units from Overlord. How to evolve Ainz Overlord though is by defeating the brand new Undead Tome legend stages, which you will have to continuously grind multiple of the legend stages, especially you will be needing 10 of each Overlord ring, blue, red, and yellow. Ainz Overlord damage types are magic and dark. Alright, next unit is Archer Heroic Spirit. Archer is one of the best ground unit as at later upgrades he will be able to hit both air and ground enemies in this update 17.5. Archer Heroic Spirit stats a max upgrade and max LR 252,000 damage with his SPA at 6.4 seconds, making his damage per second at 39,375, which is insanely strong as he will be able to hit both air and ground enemies and at the same time he will be useful for physical infinity castle rooms. The best trait you can have on Archer Heroic Spirit is Divine, as he is a 4 placement, and if you are going for Infinity Castle, then go for Unique. How to evolve Archer is by defeating the new Fate portals countless of times, which you can obtain through the brand new Infinite Mode map. Archer Heroic Spirit damage types are Physical and Fire. Okay, next unit is Josuka Unbreakable. Josuka is one of the best ground and support units. Since that placement, he will be able to stun enemies in this update 17.5. Josuka Unbreakable stats are max upgrade and max LR, 333,636 damage with his SPA at 9.1 seconds, making his damage per second at 36,663.29, which is insanely strong, especially he'll be able to stun enemies on top of that damage per second. How to evolve Josuka Crazy Diamond to Josuka Unbreakable is by defeating the new raid Bizarre Town countless of times, because you'll be needing 400 Killer Coins and Star Fruits for you to be able to evolve Josuka. I do recommend to buy all of the Hard Bomb Raid relics since it will help you once you have bought every single one of them. The best trait you can have on Josuka Unbreakable are Unique, Divine, and Godspeed, and his damage types are Physical and Aqua. Alright, next unit is Daai, no longer human. Daai is one of the newest units added in this update 17.5, and he became one of the best magic ground units. Since that placement, he will get an ability. Daai no longer human stats a max upgrade and max LR, 326,000 damage with his SPA at 10.3 seconds, making his damage per second at 31,650.48, which is insanely strong, especially he is also a full AoE at later upgrades. Daai's ability no longer human makes every enemy lose their status, shield, armored, flying enemies, and many more for 20 seconds, which is insanely strong, so I definitely recommend trying to get Daai since he is literally strong. Like, what the flip, bro? How to evolve Daai is by defeating the new Port Agents portal countless of times, which you can obtain through a portal or you can buy the portals from Daai in the lobby. And how to get Daai is by defeating the new Detective Secret portal that you can obtain by crafting 4 Detective Shards, which you can get from defeating the Port Agents portal, Agency portal, through Tier 5 and above. The best trait you can have on Daai is Unique, as he is a 3 placement. Daai's damage types are Magic and Light. Okay, next unit is Gilgamesh, King of Heroes. Gilgamesh is one of the strongest ground units, especially he will be able to hit both air and ground enemies at later upgrades, and even on his Uneval, which is insanely strong in this update 17.5. Gilgamesh King of Heroes stats a max upgrade and max LR, 518,000 damage with his SPA at 11 seconds, making his damage per second at 46,666, which is one of the best damage per second unit in this update 17.5. How to get Gilgamesh is by defeating the new secret golden portal, which you can get from defeating the brand new Fate portals. How to evolve Gilgamesh to Gilgamesh King of Heroes is by defeating the new Fate portals countless of times, which you can obtain through the brand new Infinite Mode in this update 17.5. Gilgamesh damage types are Magic and Light, and the best trait you can have on Gilgamesh is Unique, as he is a 3 placement. Alright, next unit is Guts Berserk. Guts Berserk is one of the most strongest unit with his full AoE, as he will be able to hit both air and ground enemies at later upgrades in this update 17.5. Guts Berserk stats a max upgrade and max LR, 326,850 damage with his SPA at 12 seconds, making his damage per second at 27,237.5, which is insanely strong. Especially, Guts is a full AoE and will be able to hit both air and ground enemies at later upgrades. Guts also does an addition of 25% bleeding and 4 ticks, which is the best tick you can have on a bleeding unit. How to evolve Guts to Guts Berserk is by defeating the new Eclipse portal, which you can obtain through the brand new Win Him Infinite Mode, which is incredibly easy, especially the map is huge, so you can place further back if you are playing solo. Guts Berserk damage types are Physical and Fire. Okay, next unit is Asushi Moonlight Beast. Asushi is one of the newest units added in this update 17.5, and he became one of the best ground units, especially he does bleeding damage, which is insanely strong against regen enemies. Asushi Moonlight Beast stats a max upgrade and max FLR, 158,000 damage with his SPA at 5.6 seconds, making his damage per second at 28,214.28, which is insanely strong, especially he does 24.9% bleeding damage. Oh my goodness. How to evolve Asushi Moonlight Beast is by defeating the new port agency portal countless of times, which you can obtain through a portal, or you can buy the portals from Daai in the lobby. The best trait you can have on Asushi Moonlight Beast is Divine, since he is a 4 placement. If you are going for Infinity Castle Room, then go for Unique. Asushi Moonlight Beast damage types are Physical and Aqua. Alright, next unit is Law Room. Law is still one of the best ground and support unit in this update 17.5, especially Law is extremely overpowered to bring in Infinity Castle, not only because his ability, but how surprisingly cheap he is to max upgrade, which will be useful in Infinity Castle, leaderboard runs, and many more. Law Room stats a max upgrade and max FLR, 150,141 damage with his SPA at 5.9 seconds, making his damage per second at 25,447.62, which is insanely good for a support unit as he has an ability at placement called Shambles. When activated, the enemies will be teleported back, which is insanely strong as he is a way better Lulu Gias. The Shamble ability affects air, ground enemies, and bosses, which is insanely good. And Law Room will be valuable in Infinity Castle and leaderboard runs with his Shamble ability. Law is incredibly easy to evolve as you just have to continuously defeat the puppet portal, which are easy to defeat even if you are soloing the portal. The best trait you can have on Law Room is Unique as he is a 3 placement, and alternative trait you can have on him is Sniper, so you'll be able to teleport back more enemies with his huge range. Law Room's damage types are Magic and Aqua. Finally, last unit is Stain Hero Slayer, who is still one of the best damage per second ground unit in this update 17.5, since the ability that he will get at later upgrades is still considered to be one of the best ability out there. Stain Hero Slayer stats a max upgrade and max FLR, 91,870 damage with his SPA at 5.6 seconds, making his damage per second at 16,405.35, which is insanely strong. Oh my goodness. How Stain Slayer Hero works with his ability is whenever Blood Curdle is activated, Stain's damage will deal 3 times more damage to every bleeding enemy inside his range. The ability can crit 4.5 times of Stain's current damage, and as well as it stuns enemies for 2 seconds. And his ability is not a global ability, which technically you can spam the ability, although there is a 10 seconds cooldown on enemies who have been affected by the ability, and the ability cooldown is 20 seconds. Oh my god, I just bit my tongue. Stain Hero Slayer will be extremely good when pairing with bleeding units, especially Guts Berserk, who is one of the most overpowered unit in this update, where he will be able to hit both air and ground enemies at later upgrades, making Stain Hero Slayer the best, especially when Blood Curdle is activated, since it will attack every enemies that are bleeding. Stain Hero Slayer damage types are Physical and Dark. That was everything for this video on the top 10 best ground units in update 17.5. I hope this video helped you in some sort of way. Remember to subscribe and like, and I will see you in my next one. Bye bye.